Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to everyone. Right? So, have you finished reading the case? Anybody finished reading the case? Not yet. Okay, I give you 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, okay? I assume that you have looked at the slides. You know what we are talking about because what we are talking about is in the case. It's all about our topic for today. let's go with our slide first. Okay, previous class we have looked at voice of the customer or customer's voice. Okay, so we look at customers' needs and customer wants when we are when we are designing or after we design our product to get the feedback from the customer. So what is voice of the market? Anybody wants to try? Anybody wants to try? Come on.
Dia demand mungkin macam face mask.
Okay. What about face mask? How do you get the voice of the market? Tak baca slides eh? I give you slides dah lama. Tak baca. So that at least if you read, we can go with the class cepat sikit kan? Remember I told you? You read the slide so that kita boleh discuss. The class is discussing. Right? I think I don't have to go one by one. Right? Voice of the market. Suara pasaran. Okay? In BM is suara pasaran. What do you think it is? Some of you say demand. Lagi apa? Come on.
Marketplace, Doctor.
Marketplace. Lagi?
Customer specification.
Customer. That one is voice of the customer.
Resources.
Resources. Not really. Boleh lah. Lagi?
Is voice of all people in marketplace, including customer, the potential customer, competitor, customer, or the customer that did not buy our product.
Yeah. But actually the definition is voice of the market is something that we want to see. We want to compare where we are in the market. And we want to compare where we are in the market. Are we good? Are we bad compared to the marketplace? Are we in the favorable place? Are we number one? That's why you want to see. Hold on, okay? Let me check. Okay. We don't want to get in the trap of apa? Short sendiri. Yeah? We don't want to fall into that trap. Okay? So we always see what is voice of the market. Yeah? What is around us? Apa yang dikatakan di dalam dah tengok customer, what the customer wants. Apa yang dah ada in the market, di pasaran. Okay, let's say, or you say voice per face mask. Okay, let's say we are a producer of face mask, the 3-ply face mask. But what is the voice of the market? Now a lot of design kan sekarang face mask, macam-macam design. Everybody is coming out with new design and new materials for face mask. That is voice of the market. What's that? What is your competitor doing? Okay. So for this topic, we are, if you read at the even on the case, you see that we are comparing ourselves with our competitors. Okay, we are comparing ourselves with our competitors. Where are we? Macam okay, let's say kalau di phone sekarang, who is the leader of smartphones? Who is the leader, you think? Huawei? Lagi?
Apple,
Apple is not number one now.
Samsung.
Maybe Samsung. Huawei is good, but they have their own set of apps, so it's a bit difficult for us, to use unless you are a really Huawei lover. Yes. Okay. So where are we? We are looking at other companies. Other companies. Have you all looked at the videos that I put in? They give you definition of benchmarking, voice of the market. Okay. That's why we do benchmark. Okay. We do benchmarking. Benchmarking apa pula? Are you in your slide? What is benchmarking?
Goal that we achieve.
Sorry?
The goal that company must achieve.
Benchmarking. Are you sure? You read it properly? Benchmarking. Penanda aras. That's what it is called. What is benchmarking?
Measuring the performance of the company product.
You are measuring your performance. You are measuring not only performance, you are measuring
Products and services.
products, services, lagi apa? What else are you measuring?
Process against those other business.
Yes. Okay, that is benchmarking. So you understand that, okay, if you have a business, right? If you have an existing business, maybe some of you have, you must compare. In business word they call it benchmark. You have to benchmark yourself with another company so that you know that macam ada pesaing. Kalau tak ada pesaing, you relax lama-lama, you won't do any improvements and your company go bankrupt. The next 5 years you cannot survive. So you must have a good competitor for you to compare your business with, your product with, or your services with. Okay? So it is a tool for you to do continuous improvement. If you compare macam, let's say, now let's say you have a CGPA of 3.0. So you compare with your friends with a CGPA of apa? With a CGPA of apa? Of 3.5 maybe. So how? Okay. How can these students achieve 3.5 and above? So you benchmark, you tengok, you look at macam mana they study, how is their note taking, right? How is their focus in class? This is the things that companies are doing. You benchmark bukan saja-saja, because benchmark is there's cost to benchmarking, right? So when you benchmark, you want to achieve something, right? And then you want to achieve something, you want to focus on the outcome, not process. Okay, after you benchmark that company, is your CGPA improving? Okay, if you have done whatever your friends do, focus in class, do a better note taking, revise before sleep, ke tak tahulah, whatever your friends do. But next semester, does your grade improve? You kena tengok, as a result of that benchmarking, do you achieve anything? Bukan benchmarking untuk suka-suka je, right? Okay. So, lagi one more question. Who do you benchmark? You talk about benchmarking, right? Who do you benchmark? Who do you benchmark?
competitors?
Yeah. Who?
The top company in the industry.
Top company, right? Even macam you, if you are comparing with your friends, you will want to compare those who is 4 flat or 3.5 above, macam tu kan. So you compare those who are best in class. Okay? Dia panggil best in class. Ataupun best of the best. That means if you are a restaurant operator, mungkin of course you must compare apple to apple or orange to orange. You tak boleh compare. Okay, you buka a small cafe, you nak compare dengan apa ni KFC, tak boleh, right? You must compare apple to apple. That means the same thing, the same size or tengok macam tu, right? So best of the best benchmarking. Okay, you can also compare the processes. Macam let's say now most companies are comparing with Toyota. Okay, even non Toyota, you know that Toyota make cars. Even company that is not producing cars are benchmarking Toyota because Toyota have good process. They have a good process, and then they have what you call. They have a good working culture. So like company yang want to improve the working culture, that means cara bekerja in their organization, they can also benchmark Toyota. Okay, please remember that you don't benchmark the whole organization, semua of Toyota, right? You benchmark only what you want to benchmark. Whether you want to benchmark the process of making their product, or whether you want to benchmark your financial department, whether you want to benchmark their HR, human resource. Okay? So it must be specific. You don't benchmark the whole thing, right? Macam apa lagi? Motorola also have good process. People benchmark Motorola, right? So that's what you do. Okay? Benchmarking is a best source of information. Okay. The thing is, benchmarking is also sharing of information. You must share. Okay, that means you must have something that you can offer to the other firm that you want to benchmark. Because please bear in mind that once you do benchmarking, say you are the initiator, that means you request to benchmark, the other firm will be sharing their secrets. Okay, so you need to be able to offer them something. Maybe you share whatever. Maybe your strength is in HR. Your strength is in recruiting good workers, and you can share with the other company. Okay, and you must also be trustworthy because the sharing of information is just between these two companies. You cannot take the information and then you make it viral, or you tell to your friends, or you sell it to other competitor, right? It's not ethical. Right? You have to be ethical about this. Okay, I want you to read. Okay, all this. We go to our case. Okay. Right. Okay. Norma Diara ada? Diara? Siti Norma Diara. Are you here?
Yes, madam.
Okay, can you summarize the case AT&T? You give a summary.
About this case,
Yeah, the case. You have read the case, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Can you share it with your friends? Okay.
Okay, this case is about AT&T Teleholding, which is the company put its benchmarking effort by employs internal benchmarking expert and conduct benchmarking forums for its employees. And the company found three approaches to attain the quality improvement, which is first internal, best of breed. The second one external, best in class, and the third one is competitive, which is industry best. And there are benchmarking codes of conduct to measure the continuity across the company's benchmarking efforts. The company typically looks for several types of companies to include in benchmarking studies, and the process of implementation helps ensure the benchmarking effort translate into actual change. That's all.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. AT&T ni is like it's like macam Cellcom. Okay. In the US, right? They are service provider, internet provider, phone. Okay. Phone data, right? AT&T. They are very famous. In the US, it's not many. It's not many service provider. There's what else?
Verizon.
Verizon. Yang the two famous is AT&T and Verizon. Okay, they are the one who provide the service for what do you call for the US. Okay? Adalah small one, but these are the big ones. Okay? So what they are trying to do now, they want to make benchmark as a part of a process to improve. Okay, you must remember that the main of benchmarking is to help you do continuous improvement. That's the basic. Okay, if you do benchmarking and you don't do improvement, rugi. Okay, like you are doing nothing. Okay, macam let's say I told you earlier, you go and benchmark your friend. You like how they study, what they do, macam mana, how they notes and all that. You get everything, but you don't do anything. Dah dapat, you collect all the data susah-susah, but you don't do anything. You don't apply. You don't apply to yourself. Macam itulah, right? Benchmarking you must apply. Okay, good. Okay, how about Eng Lei Chin? Are you here? Lei Chin?
Yes.
Okay, where do they do the benchmark? Where do AT&T do the benchmark?
They at first they employ the internal benchmarking
Okay.
expert, and they do a forums and discuss about it.
What is internal benchmarking? Okay.
It's
Okay. You. I will ask another person. Nur Eza. What is internal benchmarking? This is the kind of question yang selalu keluar kat exam. Kalau benchmarking, what is internal benchmarking? What's external benchmarking? Benda-benda macam tu. Nur Eza, are you here?
yes, madam.
Yeah. Can you explain what is internal benchmarking from your understanding?
Internal is involves comparison between company,
Between
our company,
at the internal benchmarking, external benchmarking. What is internal benchmarking?
Involve
Involves apa?
between business.
Business. Are you sure? Okay, how about apa ya? Nur Atila. Tengku Nur Atila. Are you there?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. What is internal benchmarking?
Bench process which a company or organization look within its own business to try and determine the best practice.
So what does looking into its own business, what does it mean?
To find the best practice available.
Yeah, but what does it mean? Dia kata internal tu. Okay, kita tanya Nur Syazwani. Atila kata they look at internal business. Internal business tu apa? What do you mean by internal business? Nur Syazwani? Are you here? Is she here? How about Kugindran? Kugindran? Kugindran pun tak ada juga.
Yes, doctor. You asked me about internal benchmarking, is it?
Yeah. They say about your friend say is looking at internal business. Macam mana tu? Can you explain?
Internal business. Is that a process where we take about the methodology of a task where we carry out from the internal of the management?
Okay, benchmarking. Kalau if you look at the slides, they have internal benchmarking, external benchmarking, best in class benchmarking. What does internal benchmarking do? Who do you look at in internal benchmarking? Anybody else wants to answer? Hui. I hope I pronounce it correctly.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Internal benchmarking was
You're looking at who do you benchmark in internal benchmarking?
different unit in their own company. It happens at the tactical level of the business.
Yeah, correct. When you do internal benchmarking, you look at the different departments or different units in your own organization. Okay, there's some companies they do that, do the first step, right? Usually, like even in UUM, okay, there's different schools. There's a lot of schools like STML, SEFB, apa lagi? Lagi apa? Banyak, but I cannot remember. What else? SOC, School of Computing. Okay. Lagi apa? TISA, College of Business. So it's a university is a big it's a big organization with lots of different departments. So you do what? You do benchmarking. Okay, that's internal benchmarking. that is the cheapest benchmarking that you can do. Maybe the school in because STML here we always win on 5S. So other schools, other departments, they come to STML to benchmark on our 5S, only 5S, right? Not only in other schools or departments like pendaftar ke apa, they come to look at our 5S. Also people from external organization come to see our 5S. You see? First is internal benchmarking. That's what AT&T does, right? They do internal. Right? After they do internal, what do they do? Lily? Pia Lily or P Lily?
Pierre Lily, madam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Lily. After they do internal benchmarking, what does AT&T do?
They will look for the external benchmarking.
Lagi? In the book you all read. You read, you should know. It's just a very short case. It's not a long case.
And also the competitor.
Look at the competitor. That means after they look at internal, then they compare themselves with outsiders,
The competitor.
competitors, and see maybe the competitor is like Verizon, one of the service provider in the States. Okay? Okay. So the first question.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. The first question is AT&T Teleholdings benchmarking code of conduct is a good idea? Okay, the first part of the question, I would like to ask Muhammad Ashraf. Are you here, Ashraf? Ashraf, are you here? Muhammad Ashraf? It's not here. How about Vinod? Vinotira? Are you here? How many of you are here? Is Vinod here? How about Nazrul Aiman? Nazrul Aiman? Can you answer the first question? Is it a good idea? You can answer based on your understanding.
Yes, it's a good idea.
Okay, it's a good idea. Why?
Because I think that the company, that the code gives a coach of continuity across the company's benchmarking efforts. So, which is it improving a critical set of benchmarking activities, just like AT&T does.
Okay. They have a code of conduct. What does a code of conduct means? Ujin, can you answer what does code of conduct means? Ujin?
Code of conduct is a rules, right?
Yes, code of conduct. What is conduct? one of the most important thing in benchmarking is ethics. What is code of conduct? I want
Rules and responsibilities.
the rules, okay? The rules in benchmarking. Code of conduct is your behavior, how you conduct yourself. I want you to think. We don't just go by the slides, okay? Code of conduct is how you behave. Why is the way we behave, the code of conduct, important? Junzian, are you here? Lau Junzian. How about Muhammad Izzat? Why is code of conduct important in benchmarking? Muhammad Izzat? Can you relate whatever is your slide into this case? Muhammad Izzat kata hujan. Can you write down? Why? Why is it important? Can repair? Can repair again? What do you mean? I don't understand. Okay? Okay, repeat again the question. I said, why is code of conduct important in benchmarking? AT&T ni, they are very clever. They do the code of conduct for benchmarking. Why is it important? Fatin, can you answer? Fatin Yusof?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. Why do you think code of conduct is important?
To guide and reference for employee to support decision making.
Yeah. How? You see, as a guide to employees, right? Good. Yeah, it's a guide. How they want to behave, conduct themselves in benchmarking. How? If you read the slide, kan you kena tanya benchmarking, you kena ada 5 Ws, 2 H, kan? So I'm asking you, how? How can they use the code of conduct in benchmarking?
Ensure that benchmarking will no way impact of the ethical standard of the firm.
Okay, I hope you understand that. It's like the code of conduct is the code of behavior, kan? When we do benchmarking, what did I tell you? What do we share? What do we share?
Our confidential data.
Yes, we share our confidential data. Right? So that is why you must have code of conduct. That means all your employees or those who are involved in the benchmarking process know of this code of conduct. That means they must know that we are sharing confidential information for continuous improvement, and the information must be kept confidential. You cannot share with others. You cannot share with competitors. You cannot sell the information, right? You cannot even discuss. You cannot discuss whatever. Let's say you do the benchmarking process. You visit AT&T and you look at how they do their processes. You look at maybe you want to look at their financial statement, or you want to look at their marketing data. How do they market? How to gain their market share, right? And you, after finishing, you cannot simply know when you go outside, you meet your friend, can I say, hey, I just went to AT&T and this is what you do. That is something that you cannot do because you must follow the code of conduct. Okay, can you relate? Can you relate now? The code of conduct and benchmarking, right? Okay. So the second part of the question is, what types of ethical abuses potentially could occur in benchmarking if a firm did not follow a strict code of conduct? What will happen if the firm doesn't follow strict code of conduct? Okay, Adriana, can you answer? Adriana, is she here? How about Shakila? Nur Shakila? Can you answer?
Yes,
So, the first question, yeah. If doesn't follow, macam mana? If company, they do benchmarking but they don't follow code of conduct, what will happen?
The information of company will be known by the competitors.
Lagi apa?
Um,
Even if it's not in the case, you can say, you can think. Kalau if the company doesn't follow, what will happen? What ethical issues will come out? Okay, if you leak information, lepas tu what happen? Yeah, something illegal lagi.
Trustworthy.
Yeah. Kalau tak follow, that means it's not trustworthy. So what happened? Kalau dah, okay, let's say now situation dia, information is already leaked outside the company. So what happened now? Okay, somebody say, come, I try to read. Breaches of code are so severe that they require harsher penalties, even of the first offence. Common penalties include demotions, job transfers, pay reduction, and in the most extreme cases, termination. Okay, you can be terminated and all that. So what else? What else will happen to your company if your benchmarking partner, the company that you benchmark, know that you are leaking information? What will happen to your company? Yeah, damage company credibility. Yes, right. You might end up losing your job. Yeah, means because benchmarking ni is not a one-time process. You have to do it continuously because you want to do continuous improvement. So if you have already been labeled a company that is not trustworthy, right? So other companies won't want you to come and benchmark their place. Yeah, you lost your credibility, right? It's difficult, okay? If the people lost credibility to you, that means you are a company that tak boleh dipercayai. Because it's a market, people will, of course, your name will be scattered everywhere. Okay? Usually, if you are in the industry, let's say, you are a worker, so you have been terminated because of breach of contract macam ni lah. You leak information, so the company will terminate you. Let's say you are you are in the hospitality business. That means you are in the hotel business, okay? Hospitality business. So you will find that it will be difficult for you to find a job anywhere else. Because in the market, let's say in the hospitality business, they will know, this is the one who ruined the company and all that. So you are damaging your own future. You see? So that's why code of ethics, macam ni lah, it's not only benchmarking. Like if your friend trusts you and tell you their secrets, their darkest secrets, if you tell it to someone else, what will happen? Kan? Of course, you and that friend won't be friends anymore. Betul tak? Right? And they will say that, maybe he or she will tell other friends that, this person is not somebody who you should tell your secrets with. So it's like that. Okay? So because that is between friends, but between companies is a legal issues. You might get sued, right? They might sue you and they will, for lots of money. Right? Even Joe Chendol pun sue the yang the nasi kandar punya owner tu kan, because loss of business, itu pun kena sue. So that imagine if you are leaking information. Okay, so we go to the next question. This case describes benchmarking as an important part of a company's tools of quality. What other tools of quality does benchmarking complement? Can anybody answer that? Benchmarking ni it is considered as a tools of quality. Okay? What other tools of quality does benchmarking complement? While doing benchmarking, what can it helps? What tool can it helps? Okay? Anybody wants to answer that? Without me having...
SWOT analysis, Doctor.
Sorry?
SWOT analysis.
SWOT analysis, yeah. SWOT analysis. Lagi? A lot that benchmarking can complement. Lagi? QFD. How does it helps QFD? It's true, but how? Can you tell me? Apa yang cakap ni? Vinod, yeah. Vinod, do you want to explain? How about Tong Shi?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. How can it help? It can help in SWOT, helps in QFD. How?
The company may get the wave to get better efficiency way from other companies, since that the company will benchmarking with other company that is more efficiency in process or function or others company that reward.
Okay. Somebody say bring customers into product design. Yes. Okay. How they use the customers. Remember, we learn of voice of the customer, right? We learn of voice of the customer. How you take the customers' inputs and put it into design. You can see, maybe you can benchmark the company, how does it do that. So it can help in QFD. Okay, good. Okay, the third question. Telecommunication is a fast-paced, rapidly changing industry. Do you believe that benchmarking is particularly important in a fast-paced industry? I told you that benchmarking you have to do continuously, right? But telecommunication, okay, macam here lah our we are in the 5G from 1G, 2G, 3G sampai 5G now. It's very fast. So is it feasible for a telecommunication company? They're asking your opinion, okay? Is it feasible for a telecommunication company to do benchmarking? If yes, why? If not, you give me the reason also. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, somebody say yes, possible entrance to new customer markets. Okay, good. Lagi siapa? Anybody can try? This is the last question. Nurin Akasha? Nurin Akasha, do you want to try? Come on.
For me, I think yes, because it can help in better to understand the client and what's the problem.
Okay, right, good. Okay, lagi. Thank you. Thank you. Siapa tadi? Nurin, right? How about Nur Ain?
For me, yes.
Yes, Ain. Okay.
Because it helps to expand our industry knowledge.
Expand industry knowledge. Okay, good. Some of you answer here. Nadira answer helps to see beyond expectation and become better. Okay, good. Right? Anybody who wants to answer no? I want to know the reason. It might be true. Yi Kiao? Lim Yi Kiao? Do you want to try to answer no? Think of a reason. Get your neurons on your brain working. Come on. Everybody say yes. If you say no, that means your neurons are connecting. Okay, why? That means you have more neurons. Yi Kiao, can you answer? How about Azman? Can you try to answer no? Azman?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. If the answer is no, why?
I don't know about. I think yes. I don't see any.
You don't see any no.
About it
Okay, kalau yes, kenapa?
because if yes, can help the inventor to help to give the best services to customers.
Okay.
Contoh macam di mobile kan dia ada apa unlimited kan.
Yes.
Mobile dulu ada bukan telekomunikasi yang menyediakan servis unlimited. Lepas tu yang lain pun ikut sekali. So dia rasa macam terbaiklah untuk pelanggan.
So macam the rest are following, like benchmarking. Okay. Right. Okay. Anybody who thinks no? Come on, this is a big platform. Yeah.
Can say no because will increase the dependency. Like you always benchmarking with the company, so slowly you will all depend on the company to improve your performance. So you won't do it yourself.
Okay. Right. It can be a possible answer. Lagi, any other no's? Because they're saying that macam mungkin they say other mungkin like food industry and all is they say is slow, but telecommunication is very fast. Kata, do you need to benchmark or is it a waste of time? Okay, because benchmarking is requires planning, right? It's a managed process, so you have to do it carefully, and then that means you cannot do it very fast. Okay, so is it worth it? Nanti we are just planning for benchmarking, baru nak tengok, because you must identify what you want to look. Okay, you must know. Okay, if you read from the slides and the book, please read. Okay, you will see that you must identify what you want to benchmark. You must identify who you want to benchmark, and then what type of data that you want to collect, and what you want to do with the data, and how you want to use it for improvement. So it takes a long time and it is costly. Okay, that means it need cost. So telecommunication is very fast. Is it feasible? Nanti bila you dah benchmark, baru nak benchmark, your company, the company has already moved to another, say from 4G to 5G. Mungkin 5G go to 6G already. So you must change your plan again before you can benchmark. So this is what they're asking. Is it feasible for a telecommunication company to be involved in benchmarking? That's the question. Fikir. I suka you all fikir that it's not in the book, so it can, create your mind. It can be any answer. Sometimes they say a crazy idea may be a good idea. Okay? This is a learning platform. There's no right or wrong. Come on, before we close the class, give me one no. Why it shouldn't telecommunication company shouldn't benchmark. Okay, some of you say too fast it will lead to poor benchmarking quality. Yeah, okay. Poor tu macam mana tu? Yang Sheng, what do you mean by poor? How? Come on. So one of you says if it is too fast, it will lead to poor benchmarking quality. Okay, good. Poor tu macam mana? What happened? That means if it's not a good benchmarking, that means what? What kind of data will you have? Will you obtain from your benchmarking? Come on. Syuhada, if your friend say is poor, what kind of data will you get if your benchmarking is poor? Come on, think, quick. Dah petang ni. Nur Faiza yang belum jawab lagi ni. Zulaika, come on. Kamu tak nak jawab dah?
Doktor, they just want to achieve competitive advantage.
Achieve competitive advantage? This is a yes or no?
No.
No? Because like the main aim of I pun no, I'm just thinking now. Macam you juga, I'm just thinking. Can it be no? Yeah? So your friend will give a good idea. They say that poor benchmarking quality. Macam mana tu poor benchmarking quality? That means the data that you get is not accurate. Apa? So we can ask another question. Kalau benchmarking, you ask why, how, sampai dalam you ask. if the data is not accurate, what is the effect on you? Okay? If your data that you obtain from benchmarking not accurate, okay? What is the effect on you?
After the benchmarking, the company didn't get the result that they want, like improved in their process or others. So along this benchmarking already waste time and money.
Yeah, it's true. That means the main purpose of benchmarking is what? Remember, I told you the main purpose of benchmarking is to do what? Come on, everybody can answer. The main purpose of benchmarking is to do what?
Improvement.
Improvement. So if you have wrong data, then you will improve wrongly. You will improve. Supposing you have to improve in item A, but maybe you improve in item C. So if you improve not the right factor or not the right point, then you won't be able to sustain in the market. You benchmark because you want to improve your market share, you want to improve your process, you want to improve your product so that more people will buy your product. If you don't have good data, then what happened? Right? You won't achieve what is your desired goal, desired result, because you say, okay, by doing this benchmark, I want to make sure that I can increase my market share by 50%. Okay? So if you do it, if you don't have good data, then you can't achieve that. Okay, understood? Understood? Right? Okay, so I think that's the end of our class for today. You understand about benchmarking. Okay, it's good. I prefer to do cases, you see, because you have read, so we just discuss in cases. Okay, dah besar kan high school lagi kan. So okay, today will be my last day here. I have to bring everything back to my home because university will be closed. We have to bring back. I hope that I will get good connection at my home. Okay, because PKPD starts tomorrow. So I have to bring everything, my printer, my laptop, my desktop home. We'll see you everything up at home in next Wednesday. You will still have online class, only that I hope that my line is okay, right? At home. Okay, you can scan, if there's no question, you can scan your attendance. Sorry, where's this? Sorry. What's the attendance? Okay. Now I can't find your... Okay, this is your attendance. Okay, you can scan your attendance. I'll see you again in the next class. Have a nice dinner. Okay, stay safe, stay at home.